think it's time. Welcome to lecture 7. From today, we're going to do things offline. We don't really need the internet to run our code. What happened in the past was that what happens in the past is that we all have this classroom here. I think I still am going to use it, but I'd like you to run your code locally. Maybe you can submit it up there. So, I logged into the wrong classroom. Oh, why am I so unlucky here? Log out. Teacher, start here. That's not good. How can a teacher log in? Sign in. I think, this is really sad. I think it's, I'm sorry. I need a different window. Let's try REPL. Okay. We still have our class here, right? And all our exercises we've been using REPL. So if I just create a new one in Ruby. Remember this on the left hand side? I used to be able to declare any variables and then I can print them. Today I'm going to show you how to do that on the Ruby side, and it's a lot more because we need to organize our data in different files. Okay, so this is lecture 7. Remember, you all have your computer there? Yeah? So let's create a new file called person.rb. Okay? Let's do that. Go to person.rb, and I'm going to implement this person. Let's start just writing a very simple here, initialize name. Okay. This is Ruby. I'm going to use 2 spaces in there. Okay. Have person.rb open, and then if you see spaces 4 down here, click on it and choose to indent using spaces, change to 2, okay? Let's try that. Wow, awesome. Before, click down here. So indent means like xịt vào dòng, right? Indent using space. You only have to do it like once per day. Okay, so then when you press tab, see, it's only 2 spaces. Continue. Next time, don't use cap lock, okay? Just normal person.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Let me just rename it. It's not safe. Rename, is there a rename? Okay. Here, person.rb, all lowercase, okay? Alright, continue. There's one thing I told you all that there's autosave. I think I set up most of your computer to autosave. When you see this circle, this dot, white dot here, it means it's not saved. If you see you don't see the dot, then it's saved. So if I go to lecture 1 and save, the dot disappears. So make sure it's safe, okay? So what have we done? We, good. Class person, make sure that it's a big P. Remember? Class name. Can you change that? Good. And go down to spaces down here. indent using spaces and choose 2. Okay? Then now only keep 2 spaces. Good. So person.rb in here, that's good. Choose indent using spaces for Ruby. After you start a new line, you only want 2. Okay? Alright, it's like that. Indent using spaces. I think there is a better way. It should be automatic. I'm not sure why it's not. Because let me see if I have Ruby installed. What do I have Ruby? Okay, click on this thing tab over here. Click on extensions. Do you all see it? Search for Ruby. And if you see this thing called Ruby over here, click install. It will help a little bit. Okay? You only need to install the first one, and then you see reload, just reload it. Click on that extension. I think it's installed, right? Okay. So you have it installed. I think already installed for you. You got it all installed. It helps with the syntax. Okay, let's do this now. In person initialize, remember we can do how do you save the name? Do a name attribute. Name equals name, right? Name equals name. How do you display the name? You can do the long way, right? Or you can just do the short way, which is what? Everyone is really good now. Good? Okay, save the file. Okay? Go to the terminal down here. On a Mac, you type ls. On Windows, you type dir. Obviously, it doesn't work here. You should be able to see person.dir, right? Click down here. Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah, on Windows, type dir. Click down here. dir. You have Windows? dir. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like a lot, but make sure you can see person, right? Right, so Mac is ls. Quy, are you good?
I said that this folder in desktop, so I need to move to desktop, right?
When you open, it should be in the same. You're not in the right folder. Make sure you go to the right folder. So when you do your work, remember the Ruby 101 folder? Where is it?
Desktop.
So just go there and find it. Here. Here, right? Okay, click here. When you go to this folder now, create the person. Okay, in here. Awesome. And make sure you have 2 spaces, yeah? Go back 2 spaces. Okay, when you're in that, go dir. For those who have dir and ls. Alright, so now if you type ruby person.rb, enter, you should see nothing. Nothing means it works. Ruby space person.rb. Great. Who knows why you see nothing?
Well, it disappears. Syntax error.
Good. So it just complained to you because remember you have to do this. And attribute reader initialize. Oh, I think it's okay. Just make sure you save it. Alright. Nothing, right? So imagine when you run this Ruby person, what happens is that it will go to line 1, line 2, line 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we get here. So you can say, implement it. Who here knows the word implement? Right? So you can just say, we now know what a person is, right? We now know what person is. So save this and go down here. If you run this, you should see we now know what person is. Okay? Remember, here's the file up top. Do it with me and ask if you're not clear about anything, okay? Yeah. So you haven't saved it yet. See that? So don't click there. Click here and press Ctrl S. Right? Ctrl S. So let me just make sure it auto save for you. We just click on auto save. Where's auto save? After delay, or this is good after delay. That's fine. Maybe you can just do. It's okay. I'll change it here. It means whenever you change to another text editor, like it will auto save. Good. So try again. When you run this command, you can press up. What have we learned? We now know what a person is. It all works. So notice so far you already learned a lot. A lot so far. But you understand the Ruby code, right? We learned that when you run Ruby and a file name, Ruby will read the file. It will look at class and end. It understands you defining a class called person. It will look at def initialize. It understands you trying to define this .new method, right? It will parse the English word for it is parse this keyword attribute reader, and it knows that you have one attribute called name. Okay, a person has name attribute. You can have the age attribute and everything. And however, when Ruby runs through everything, there's no error, so you don't see any output. And then when it finished, you can say, hey, I know what a person is. Let's prove it. Okay? I now can say, maybe I'm just going to say Taylor is person.new Taylor. Okay? Taylor is a new person object. Can you try? I'm just going to put it outside after this put, right? I have Taylor like that. And then I say Taylor's name is, this is a little silly, maybe we can do Taylor H, but you should be able to print out Taylor's name. So try to follow the same thing. Down in the terminal, you only need to press up. A lot of times you don't have to type the same thing. If it's the same command, type up and press enter. If you know the file name, you type that P and press tab, and it will complete. Of course, if there are people, person, and then you have to do more than just tab. Okay. So let's follow what I just wrote. Great, excellent. Awesome. Don't just copy, right? As you type the code, think about why and what can you, and try to feel really happy that we can get this code to do what we want. Excellent. So we have Taylor. So now I'm going to ask you to implement this. Puts Taylor age is, and you're going to print Taylor's age, okay? Now look at if I do this right now, don't type anything yet. Look at what I get when I type ruby person.rb. Who knows what's going to happen? An error, right? Remember last time I had the thing over here, I had a lecture on understanding errors. So let's pretend we are Ruby, right? We are the Ruby compiler. We are the computer. And when you say Taylor.age, what do you think Ruby will say? Okay. Undefined what? Undefined age. Good. But it will say undefined method It will say undefined local variable or method. Right? In this case, it can be a local variable or method. So let's see. Undefined method. Obviously, if it's age like this, it will say undefined local variable age or method age. But if you see dot age, it knows that it cannot be a local variable. It will just say undefined method age. Does that make sense? So when you see the error, don't be scared. You will see that it say person line 11. So you go to line 11 and you know what the error is. How do you fix this error? On your computer, define age, so this will not be a problem. Can you do it now?
This one is not right.
Yeah, good. Taylor is also
The name, tell the name.
oh, you still didn't save it, so let's go down here. Okay, save now. Try again. Oh, don't write the word Taylor here. You just Ruby person. Yeah. So same line 12. Okay. It's a undefined method age. So what you're going to do is to define what age is. There are many ways to make this age thing work. You can even give the person a default age as 1. If you have value, don't forget the equal. So you want to be able to set and read the age. What do you have? Excellent. So there's a shorter syntax, right? It's called accessor. Excellent. So raise your hand when you're done. Okay? Good. Good. So very slowly, just read. Right? You forget the syntax. Excellent. Change down there. Always remember the dot. So if you forget, your editor should save because it auto saves. But click down there and run. Click down here and then run. Press up. Okay, good. So it understands the wrong number age, right? What is it? You now take name and age, so you should not be able to do this anymore. So you can pass in the second argument if you want. So just be careful. Wrong number because 12 you only give one name. You don't give age. But here you say I want name and age. So what do you think? Excellent. Awesome. Awesome. Where's your age? Good. So you have age. But this is not defined. You need a reader for age. Remember you can do .name because you do a TTR reader. Awesome. So you have a reader for age. Okay, you can pass in the age. This age can be a number. No need to be a string. Okay. And again, we have learned a lot. Let everyone eyes on the screen now. Eyes on the screen now. If I define this method age, how do I do it? I say def age and n, right? Okay? Then it will not complain. Look. However, I have an empty age. So I can say any person is 99 years old. I run it again, 99. But that's not good. I'm not happy with that. I want to be able to change this person's age. Okay? You understand the age thing? So maybe I could store it in the instance variable age. So I run again and I run, it is nothing again. Why? Because age doesn't have a value. So maybe I want to set a value. So I say Taylor.age before I print it is 21. Okay? If I run this now, what happens? Huh? Are you sure? It will say undefined method for this thing. Remember in Ruby, this method is equal and this is the argument. Okay? So Ruby will think you do this. You call this method called age equal and 21. So I'm going to remove it again. Okay? Equal. And I run it. Undefined method age equal. So I have to define a method called age equal and value. Maybe you call it value, but it's an age, right? So here you set the value. So again, this is the writer, and up here is the reader. Okay, so Taylor is 21. Okay? So, however, you already know that we do this so often here, I change this to one line. What is it? ATTR, reader, age. So these 3 lines can disappear. You can change this line to what? ATTR, writer, and then pass in age, and these 3 lines disappear. But then you see both of this happens a lot. You can remove this line with ATTR, accessor age, and then you can remove these 2 lines. That's cool, right? So when you look through the homework, last homework, you will see that. Okay? So I'm going to move. Normally people put the ATTR, accessor, and reader at the top. Okay? If you want people to change name as well, so you need to add writer, right? What if I want to change the name for that person?
Another name.
Yeah, what if I can write Taylor.name equal? So I need this, right? But when I have both of this, I can change it to ATTR, accessor, name. Okay? And then when Ruby look at 2 of these, Ruby say, why don't you make it really nice? And then you can do that. Okay? So a person can have age, name, what else? What else is? Maybe city, right? Address. Okay? It can be anything. Okay? However, you know that if you don't set, age will be nil. So if you create a person, let's say that person is always 1 year old. Okay? Maybe after each year the person becomes 1 year older. Maybe if you want, you can say the address is 26 Tico school. That's the default address. You don't have to, but this is how you set the default value. Okay? So for now, I'm going to just leave it out. I comment it out. I just have a very simple person class. Okay? So put a new like this. If you like to be able to tell how old Taylor is, if you want to do this, if I run this and I go down here, what do you think will happen? I keep showing you the errors you get. So if you run person.rb, line 11 will be run and it will pass in Taylor and 21 to line 3. And line 3 only understand name. So what will happen? Wrong number of arguments. So when you read this error, be very comfortable. You say, oh, in line 3, wrong number of arguments. Why? Before line 3, let's look at this lines over here. It's called a stack trace. But you don't need to know what it's called, but you see line 3, something is wrong in line 3. But before line 3, where was Ruby? It was in line 11. Okay? So in line 11, you call Taylor and 21. Okay? Line 11 here. And then it goes to line 3. And line 3 will try to do new with name and age. But there's only name. So let's change that. How do we fix it? You can say age. Okay? Now again, note that this name and this age is different from the name and age there. Okay? This is just the input. If you are still confused, you can even call this input name, input age. And then here, name is input name. You can set age is input age. Basically, from the outside, going inside. Of course, because we see this so often, so I'm not going to call it input name, input age. And I just do that. Okay? So, suddenly, we're reviewing a lot about classes. So far, so good about classes. What if I still want to be able to call it? So now notice how if I run this, everything works. What if I want another person? Let's say Brad, okay? Equals person.new. This time, I am very lazy, right? I just do that and then puts, okay? Brad's, contact info, right? Info will be brad.name and brad age, brad.age, right? Do you think this will work? Yeah? Do you think it will work? What happens? I can even tell you exactly what's going to happen. You will see person.3 initialize wrong number of arguments again. Why? And then this time it say given 1 expected 2. Last time my error was given 2 expected 1. What was given 2? In line 11 I gave it 2 arguments. Now it's called 12 because I made some changes up there, right? But now down here in line 17 I call new with only 1 argument. But my function now takes 2. Who knows how to deal with this? We make our code better, but someone else still wants to use this .new with a name. Okay? I should be able to forgive you for not giving me the age. I just leave it empty. Only name is required. So when this is, yes, we can use a default argument. Okay? So take a look at this one. This is how you have something called an optional argument. If you don't give me age is nil. If you don't give name, I still complain. So my new method now can take 1 argument, which is name, or 2 arguments, which is name or age. Wait, 2 arguments mean name and age, not or. So update your code with this, okay? Person, you have attribute, age, name, address, and in new you have name and age, okay? Awesome. So you only, if you have new here, it's 1 argument, right? So try to run it. Let's see what happens when you run it. Okay. Say wrong number of argument, right? No problem. It looks at line 4. It say name and age. It means expect means it wants 2 arguments. But given 1, it means when you call the method, you only give it 1. Where did you give it 1? Go to line 12. And in line 12 here you have only 1.
Only 1 name.
Right. So it will work if you say 21 like this, but you can also say if you only give me 1 argument, it's okay. I will just set name to be nil. Save it and try to run it. Excellent. Good job.
Ủa save với nó auto save.
Yeah, so I already helped you when you see the dot.
Okay.
Don't click on it. Don't close it. But when you change here, it auto save. When you get out of the text editor, it will save to prevent you from forgetting. So try Taylor. Okay.
Also, don't need to put.
Right.
Here.
So type 2% here. Taylor. You can say Taylor and 21. Right. Try that. And then you create a second person. is Brad, and there's only one argument. Make sure you can work with both. Excellent. So print Brad's age as well. And it's okay if Brad's age is empty, right? It's okay because we just say is it okay. Are we good?
Yes.
Let's clean up a little bit. Go up here. I have a method called display. Okay. In this display method, I return a string. I say name is my name. Remember the @name thing. Age is my age. And address is my address. Now, because I have the method, remember the dot name dot age, you can also just do that. It will work if you do this, it will also work if you do this. Okay? So if you write this, I am going to delete everything here. This is Taylor, and I set Taylor to be like this. I will say puts Taylor dot display, and I have Brad, and I say puts Brad dot display. Let's have very short code like this, okay? So, and if I run, no address yet. So what are we learning? We write a new method called display, and just return a string. Display should be inside the person class. Delete that line. Good. Go up there. So don't leave it empty like this. Okay, great. Display. Now notice you only have reader, huh? So you cannot set a person's age yet. So change it to accessor. Right? Some people like to put the puts inside display. Some people like to put it outside. Notice my display is a string, and I have puts here. If you have puts inside here, which is fine, then if you have puts here, then don't have put down here. It's up to you, okay? So I have it here. Puts Brad dot display. Okay, still good. And of course, if you want, you can even support passing in another thing called address, right? Address nil, and this is, if you do this, then you can accept one argument, or two arguments, or three arguments. You don't have to do it now. So that's just an example. Do we all have dot display working? Display. It's right now, if you call display, yeah, it's DI. Down here will be display, right? Okay, great. Accessor, name, address, and then save it, right? And go down here. So, undefined local variable Brad. Brad is new. Brad, where is it? Line 19. Oh, because you try to display Brad too early, right? Do it after you define this, right? And you don't need this line anymore. So for example, you can comment it out. Control / here, comment it. You can type puts Taylor.display and puts Brad.display after Brad. Are you able to do that? This should be lowercase. Lowercase means never touch this, right? Never touch the caps lock. Don't. It's just style. Okay, so try again. Are we good? Alright, so you're not storing, you need to store address. Excellent. So some of you can store the address in there. Alright, so that seems a little fun. You all got display. Now let me ask you, I only have this person file. Okay? Maybe I have a person.rb, a classroom.rb. My logic can be in many files. Alright? I have this put statement so you can I have this put statement so that you can see. I have this put statement here so you can see. But in person.rb, I just need the logic of the person. Okay? I'm going to create something. In here, I'm going to call it. In here, I create a new file. What should we call our file? Maybe classroom? Okay, maybe let's just go to lecture 7. Alright. Right, in lecture 7, we can get a few people. Person. Lecture 7. First, the file is empty. And you type Ruby lecture 7. Try that. It should be empty. Oh, click on the left hand side at the top. Lecture 7. Alright, so you are calling it lesson 7. So I'm going to rename it lecture 7 so that it's easier to, everyone will be the same. Okay. .rb, remember that? And Ruby, tab, empty. All works? I want you to do this. This is the cool thing. I want to load the person into lecture 7. And I'm going to use something called obviously a comment, you can do anything here. So I have a comment here to explain you what I'm doing. You don't have to type this line, okay? You don't have to type it, just only type the Ruby lines, okay? So I want to load person class into this file. Does that make sense? So I call this require relative person. I just do that. Okay, and then let me see. Whoa. Relative means this file is in the same folder. Okay? So try this on your computer. Require relative person. It will try to find the person.rb file. Because Ruby is always RB anyway. So in your file, go in this file. It's just empty, but you say require _ relative. Can you type that word? Great. And just raise your hand if you need more stuff. Run Ruby lecture 7.rb here. That looks good. Now go back to person.rb. Delete. You can copy this part outside the person class. I do not want anything outside, okay? Delete this, but copy and paste, right? Control X, right? Save that file, go into this file, and paste it here. Okay? So after you do that, if you type Ruby person.rb, nothing will come up because I already removed all the puts. But if you do Ruby lecture 7, then I will have, okay, great, let's try it. So go back to the person file, copy all the code outside the person class. Cut it. So you can select from an empty line. Even from that.
Copy on.
Great. Cut.
Copy on.
Huh? Not all, only outside. We don't want to print this. So drag a mouse from line 13, drag it. No need all, no need all. Just click on empty line. Just click on there. Drag down. All, yes. Okay, all of it, everything is good. Alright, great. Alright, Control X.
See, yeah.
X. Alright, so that it means cut, right? Cut and paste. So go down here, create a new line and paste. Raise your hand if you get the result I have. Alright,
Control V.
V. And then try running Ruby lecture 7. When I'm demoing on the screen, even if you're doing halfway, try to pay attention to the screen so you can capture the instruction first. Right? So we listen first and try. Alright. So I think that's quite cool, right? Think about what you can do about it. You can work in a group. And Ellie can work on a person.rb file. Maybe Phil will work on a singer.rb file. Maybe Hong will work on a classroom.rb file. And I will write a maybe lecture 8 file, and I require relative, right? I don't need to know how you write your code. I just need to be able to say person.new and put in a name. And then I can display the person. You may write classroom something, but I say classroom.new Ruby 26 LTT, and I say classroom.new display, it should work. Or if it doesn't work, I ask Phil, can you update your classroom.rb file?
Update.
Can you implement that method? Because I don't care about that method, it's your responsibility. It's nice, right? Now we can work together. You work in a software company, this is to avoid writing things in the same file and you don't, why did you add new code to the top of the file and I add new code to the bottom of the file. This is like working on a book and you're working on different chapters. Okay? So that's okay. It's a little fun to be able to get the person that way. Let's try let's try a classroom. Okay, I need you to do this, okay? Here is your task. Create a classroom.rb, okay, file. Inside it, you have to implement a classroom class, okay? And inside it, you also need to implement name, so that, add attribute, so that I can call classroom.new. And then I say Ruby 26 LTT, something like that.
Yes.
Okay? And then also implement display method so that I can call, some variable like my class.display. Right? For example, up here I can call, I set my class to be this classroom. Right? And then implement display method so I can call my class.display. Okay? So maybe inside, if you return a string, maybe I can say put my class display. So what is the task? Create a task, create our class. Look, you will create it. I will assume you have it. Require relative classroom. If I do this now, what do you think will happen when I run this file? Maybe, right? Cannot load that file. Classroom.rb, it cannot find it. So let's fix this error. Okay? So go here and add require relative classroom in your lecture. This is lecture, yeah? Lecture 7.rb file. Run this and you see cannot load such file. And then go and create that classroom file. Alright, let's do it. So first, go to line 3, require relative classroom. Go to line 3.2, require relative classroom. You can, when you see this, press that. No, it's too late. Good. Okay, space, classroom. And then run the file. It will complain, right? Oh, careful. Don't paste that, just because you pasted that before, so you need to write Ruby again, right? Last time you paste here, so Ruby lecture 7, right? Run it. It will say cannot load such file. Now fix it by going here and create a new file. Do you have the error? Reply no, small c. Never use
The name
caps
for new
lock,
file.
okay?
The name for new file classroom.
Yes, create a new file. Do you see the error? I want you to see the error. Good. .rb. Good. Excellent. So you see the Ruby thing here? Instead of Excel or Word, you see the Ruby file. Classroom.rb. Good. So for now, a classroom, just take one argument. So class, define your class. Classroom. Initialize. The classroom initialize, you should have a name. Good. If you want to support more, make sure you add equals Neil. Raise your hand when you're done. Raise your hand if you're done with the classroom. Good. So no need H. There's no H in the classroom, right? So that's good. Now you want a display method. So go and create def display. Good. Add space. And this is big C. Class. It's Shift C. Okay? Don't use caps lock. Just type Shift and C. Show me your classroom. Okay. Right. So here just type classroom and then print the name. Excellent. Excellent. So this is a method name. This is a reader. So you need a reader too, okay? Where's okay. My class display, name of class is good. So instead of name of class is click there. Just type classroom, colon. It's a little faster. Classroom, colon. Yeah. Attribute accessor typo, yeah. So classroom, there's no H, huh? Okay, so I only care about address. I mean name. No need H or address. All right, if you want, look up the classroom code. Right? If down here I display the classroom name. Now look at the board again. All right, look at the TV screen. If I do this, add name. Okay? What is add name? It's an instance variable, right? Then I don't need this. It's fine. But from the outside, you cannot call my class dot name. I want the outside to also say my class dot name, so I do attribute reader, right? Name. Because I have attribute reader, so down here I can also change it to name. Understand? Alright, so because I have display and I have initialize, that's all I care about. So down here I can say my class, classroom.new, and push display, this is what we get. Okay? So display need to be, actually you have two spaces, why only one space here? Alright, go down here, type display, remove the def here. Works? If you want, if you are free already, add address, and we can create a class with or without an address. Okay, classroom, blah at, right, address. Okay, and then you need to do address here as well. For those of you who are not there, don't worry about it. You don't need to add address. Just make sure you can do classroom display. Cannot load file classroom, right? We need to save it. Okay, great. So down here, lecture 7. Oh, okay, it's saved. Save now. Don't put this in classroom. Remember? Control X. Okay, go to lecture. Here, Control V. Okay. So it just jump. All right. So you require classroom. You have person and classroom. And now down here you can use the class. Let's try it. Wrong number of arguments because in line 15, one argument. In classroom you have. This is fine. Oh, don't have space. Yeah, that's wrong. Okay, what else? In new 15, line 15, new class. Line 15, classroom.new, and in the, typo. Yeah, so be careful with the typo, because if you don't have it, then it will expect 0 argument. Do you understand? Because it's just initialized. Great. So if you support address, then you have to save the address. Okay, can you save it? You do add address equal. Works, right? When you get an error, are you more confident in dealing with it? Okay? Great, let's do this. It's a lot of work to define person and classroom, right? Let's try reading it from a file. Okay? I create. This is a bit crazy. Now let's create a text file. Text file, maybe not what, CSV or TXT. I'm going to give you a few minutes. You create a text file. If you save, so I'm just going to call this, enrollment or maybe students, right? Student list. Yeah. So just say students. Okay, maybe dot what? TXT, maybe dot TXT, yeah? So you see how this is a Ruby file, this is a text file? Okay, I'm going to give you a few minutes. to discuss and think how do you write the name and age of all our students in one file. Basically, I'm a programmer. You work with me. You're going to give me a text file with the name and age. Okay? So here's your task. Input name and age of all the people in the class, our class, into this file right now. Can you start typing? No need first name, last name, just first name is enough. So, Harley, Ellie, Gui, Phương, and Hong. Okay? So put it in here. I want to see what you write. If you write me a piece of paper, what do you write? I want name and age of everyone. Okay? Address if you want. Alright. Let's do that.